Good morning, students. Welcome to your education online classes. As we know, we were doing the chapter Ancient Indian Education, and we have already done Vedic education and Brahmanic education. And we have seen that ages after age, different types of different thoughts of educations has come up. And finally, today we are going to discuss about Buddhism or Buddhist system of education. In spite of all good qualities, there were some demerits or negative points about the Brahmanic system of education which we have discussed. Today we are going to start Buddhist system of education. Now, before starting, I must mention that each and every education which I have discussed till now, and I will discuss further, we all know that they basically are dependent on religion. So religion was considered. Now how they will look and what was their way of observing the religion, that was very important. So today, among the topics of discussion, first we will discuss about the religion, and then we will start discussing about the centers of learning, and finally how the admissions used to be taken. Now, Buddhist system of education was more or less parallel to Brahmanic. I mean, this time was more or less same. Along with the Brahmanic system of education, Buddhist system also came up. But the thing is, they do not contradict each other. Means it was not that Brahmanic system of education, what they were saying, the just the opposite was said by the Buddhist. No, it was not. But it was a different system of education, and the religious thought, which was the main factor of the educational setup, was somewhat different. That's why we have to take up the issue of Buddhist period of education. Before starting, I will say that you are going to get everything in the PDF. So go through the YouTube channel, and if you get the see description, as you know, you go to the link and you see the notes provided along with the video, if any. Other than the Brahmanic educational system, another important system came up, Buddhist system of education. This system of education was mainly based on non-violence. So violence, as we know, it is not at all preferable, it is not desirable for human being or even for other animals. So non-violence and not harming others was the main basic point of Buddhist system of education. Religion. Buddhism does not believe in existence of God. They thought the fact is based on self and conscience. So Buddhists were not a believer of God, and they used to uh, think that self or himself or herself, the person, the humanity is the main thing, and the conscience, or in Bengali we call it Vivek, means how we thought, what is telling me, what instruction I am getting from my heart, the conscience. Okay, the ultimate aim of this religion is to help people attaining nirvana or to eternal peace. Means, see, what is the meaning of eternal peace? When you do something good to other people, or for your friend, or maybe for your family member, you feel a peace from within, isn't it? That yes, you have contributed or you have done something for them. That will bring you the eternal peace. Now, if you do something ill to others, you have you have disheartened someone, or you have hurted a person which you love. It happens in our life, isn't it? Then what happens? Even if we sleep at night, we feel that yes, we cannot sleep properly, isn't it? Because something has happened in our life. So eternal peace means a peace which is from heart, which is very much required for the individual. So attaining goal, the main goal of Buddhism was attaining nirvana, or to or the eternal peace of mind. Now next comes the center of learning. Now where was the Buddhist education conducted? The center of learning and teaching was known as Bodha Sangha. Other institutions performing the same were monasteries and vihar. A large number of vihar came up in the during the time of Lord Buddha. So first, the main basic thing was based on Bodha Sangha, where when you are going to get the PDF, you are going to see that in Bodha Sangha, there the students used to stay for a long period of time, maybe 12 years or 15 years of their life. And over there, all the facilities were provided, like they used to stay there, they used to study there, just like their home. They have to come to the house of the Guru and they have to stay over there, okay, and they have to stay like a monk. Monks means sannyasi, okay, they have to stay a life of simplicity over there. The life was, there was nothing like entertaining them, no enjoyment, and they have to sacrifice their life for getting education, for learning something. They have to sacrifice their life over there. All the facilities were provided to them for basic living, but no arrangement of luxury, because when we will continue the next part, we will see that in Buddhism or Buddhist education, there was no place of entertainment, there was no place of recreation, and life was very much restricted, okay, and thus there was a system of rules and highly instructed rules and regulations which have to be followed by the students. So the center of learning, as we were discussing, was known as Bodha Sangha, and other institutions performing the same function were monasteries and vihar. Vihar, we will see that there in a vihar, Bodha Vihar, there are many rooms where the students used to stay and they used to perform their regular duties, they used to get education like that, and monastery. A large number of vihar came up in the era during the time of Lord Buddha. Now, the third point which we will discuss today is admission, means the admission of the students. Admission into the Sangha was based on strict rules and regulations. So, as just from the beginning we are seeing that there is a strict rules and regulations behind everything, because life was under control and life was highly restricted, and students, they cannot, whatever you like you can do, not that, okay. Life was very much restricted to the basic requirement, and they were not supposed to do any type of entertainment, as I have told earlier. Admission into the Sangha was based on strict rules and regulations. As a process of education, in the Sangha, the students had to devote themselves to the cause of Buddha. So what Buddha will tell, Lord Buddha will explain to the students, they have to follow the same. Those who were physically unfit, morally deprived, a debtor, immodest, and those who do not get permission from the parents were strictly prohibited from entering the Sangha. So, before starting the education also, some rules and regulations were there. Those who are physically unfit, means physically they are unfit. Next, morally deprived. They have done some immoral activity which they should not do. Moral means what is good, what is bad, do's and don'ts of our life. So, if any criminal will try to enter the Buddha Sangha, they are not allowed to do that. A debtor, if someone has taken something or taken some money or hired some money for a time being, they are not also allowed. Immodest means those who are impolite, those unkind, those who could not get permission from their parents, and the persons, those who are not allowed to, those who have not got permission from their parents were strictly prohibited from entering Sangha. So that's all for today. We have discussed the religion, the center of learning, and the admission. Next day we will start with different ceremony, as we have seen in Brahmanic education. In the same way, we are going to see some ceremonies which are followed by the Brahmanic educators or Brahmanic education followers. The same will happen with the Buddhist education also, that we will continue in the next day. Thank you very much.